Welcome back, everybody, to another amazing episode of Maniacal Music Musings. I'm your host, Jeremy, and welcome to my haven. Once upon a dream, I wanted to take this amazing podcast through all the counties and countries in this world. I hear the searing echoes of my fans and my stardom rising as I shine on forevermore. But that was all a dream, and 3 years later, we're still doing the same numbers. So, yeah, but let me introduce my co host on the positive side. He will say anything to get inside the desperate angels of this world. He says he wants to make it right by giving them a touch of life with his dance of creation. I've seen it, folks. Eventually, though, they'll stab me in the back, he says, as he miscasts each one of them as still a friend. He's just a joker to me, though, and the king of insanity at the same time. Until the day he becomes unreachable when one of them rips him out of my life. CJ motherfucking playing the music god himself, everybody.
What up, y'all? I am
Aw.
here. I'm alive. It has been a long week.
Yeah, that's all we ask for is that you're alive and here. And folks, do we have an episode for you tonight? But first things first, let me, of course, introduce our guest. We are being joined by Dan Shinder, founder and CEO of Drum Talk TV. Welcome, Dan. Very glad to have you here. So,
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Jeremy and CJ, very excited to be here and talk about music.
yes. So, tell us, because I checked it out for a second, but what is Drum Talk TV? Like, what was the idea behind it?
Yeah, Drum Talk TV is the largest online media brand covering the world of drumming. January 7th, we will be 13 years old, which I cannot believe. We reach about 100 million people a year online, and we do interviews of gold and platinum artists, up-and-coming artists. We do documentaries. We curate content from our fans from over 100 countries. What else? And we have a membership site now. We have a membership site where people can do live stream Q&As with record executives, producers, big artists, and all sorts of other fun stuff in the membership site. It's a lot of fun. I never imagined it would become the monster that it has. But then again, I think my parents said that about me, so whatever.
Were you a drummer back in the day or something? Is that why you wanted to start it? Were you a drummer?
Yes. Yeah, still am. I've been playing 57 years. I don't know how that's possible, but 57 years of playing. When I was younger, I did the touring, I did the recording. My first tour, I was 15 years old, and I saw almost the entire United States opening for really big bands like Styx, Heart, Blue Oyster Cult back in the day in the late 70s. Tore up the Sunset Strip, grew up in Los Angeles, played there for years, and the San Fernando Valley. Then got into doing music for short films, commercials, did voice casting, voiceovers, produced other artists, and then got out of music for quite a while as far as playing with other people. As my wife would say, he just plays with himself, putting all my favorite music in my studio. And then after having a video production company for years and years and coming back from a big project in Australia and being my father's caregiver, I told my wife I didn't want to work with big companies anymore. And she actually came up with the idea of me doing online lessons. And then I started doing interviews, and that turned into Drum Talk TV. And I can't believe that was 13 years ago. It's just crazy how time flies.
Oh, sounds like you had one hell of an adventurous life. Did you play in any bands we might know the name of by chance?
So. The only one that got some decent radio play, and it was out of Los Angeles, it was a progressive rock band called Opus One. And we were in the wrong place at the wrong time trying to get a record deal. We were like a cross between Gentle Giant, Kansas, and Frank Zappa, right when hair metal, spandex, and skinny tie new wave was coming out, and just progressive rock was really evaporating in the United States. We were just trying to be a square peg fitting into a triangular hole. Just didn't work, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's ironic as hell, because CJ, that's a freaking chapter of your book right there. But uh,
That's the
yeah,
whole book, pretty much. Is
yeah, that's a
all the '80s and '90s hair metal bands that shoulda, woulda, coulda been famous, but
Yeah.
record labels, malfeasance for whatever reason. All those amazing bands like Shark Island, Spread Eagle, Sea Hags, Dogs D'Amour, um, there were so many of them, but bands that I love that are near and dear to my heart that I will spend all day saying I will take Shark Island all day over Guns N' Roses. I will take the Sea Hags all day over Dokken. I will take, so many bands that should have been the big names as opposed to the ones that were force fed to us.
Yep.
So without spending an hour, yeah, I'm sort of a geek for all those bands that.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to the album you brought in 1 second, but I gotta ask, because this has been a highly debated topic on this podcast for a long time. Who do you think is the best drummer? The lag is killer. Oh, did he freeze completely? Slight movement.
I think he's frozen.
It's subjective, like pizza and paintings.
There we
It's
go.
just so subjective that I don't think there's a best. I think it's who you like best or who's most influential. In rock, arguably, a lot of people say Ringo because he was in the Beatles and he did influence. Here's what's interesting: he influenced so many people around my age or older to play drums, but I don't think nearly as many were influenced to play like Ringo. Whereas John Bonham influenced, I think, at least as many drummers and influenced them to play like him. So, and John Bonham was my biggest influence. John Bonham, Ian Pace, Phil Collins, many others, but those are Carl Palmer. They're at the top of my wheelhouse. Neil Peart. So it's really hard to say who's the best. And now we look at jazz, and a lot of people, of course, would say Buddy Rich. Buddy Rich was the best. He was certainly the most commercially popular, but there was Louis Bellson. There were so many other greats, and especially black drummers of the 40s, 50s, and early 60s that there's not only not a lot of video, and I hope that came through. I might be frozen. I don't know.
It was coming through very sketchy for a few minutes there, but most of it came through. I mean, yeah,
sorry.
my
Okay,
original co-host on the show used to praise the drummer from the band Death because he would play snares with his feet and play bass with his hands. Frozen. Come on, internet connections, start working.
There we go. Yeah, the
Now you're back.
signal's crushing me. I'm so sorry about that. Jeez.
It's all good. We'll make
Okay,
it work.
I was just
We
saying the signal's just crushing me. I'm so sorry about that.
yeah. So
Germany
Okay,
is
thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. I want it to be a good experience for your viewers and listeners, though.
yeah, I'll edit the best I can. I'll edit the best I can. But so what album did you want to bring us? There is a lag, obviously.
Yeah, no. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I heard you start to say something. I don't know if it was a question.
I said. So what album did you want to bring us today? What album do you like to share out to people? Don't
I'm
tell
sorry.
me to say that again.
Say that again, please.
What album did you want to bring today, and why'd you want to bring it?
Oh, the album. Okay. There you go. Sorry. So, pretty sure you asked me what album I brought. So
Yes.
And True is John to me not liking metal. I love metal. I have a ton of favorite metal bands. But this album, since it came out, has been the most played CD anytime I'm in my truck. I just love this album. The album was recorded with John Anderson, of course, founding member of Yes, on vocals, and with the band Geeks. And the band Geeks are Richie Scalise on drums and percussion, Andy Graziano on guitar and vocals, Chris Clark on keyboards, and Robert Kipp on Hammond organ and vocals, with some additional vocals by the two on the album, and it's just.
So Dan, what album did you want to bring us, and why'd you want to bring this one?
So I brought John Anderson and the band Geeks, which came out about 2 years ago, and their album True. And I brought this because I don't think it gets enough attention outside of hardcore Yes fans. And it's truly amazing. And I want to give a disclaimer. I don't want people to think that just because I brought this album, I'm not into metal. I'm into metal. I've been into metal since like before aluminum, okay? So let's not be fooled by that. But the album is amazing. It's the most played album in my truck. Anytime I'm driving, I have this on. And the band Geeks are, along with John Anderson on vocals, we've got Richie Castellano, who's also the musical director, on bass guitar and keyboards. Andy Ascolis, great drummer, percussionist. He also does keyboards and vocals on the album. Andy Graziano, great guitar player. Christopher Clark, great keyboard player. Robert Kipp, Hammond organ and vocals. And some additional guest vocals by the band Geeks original singer, Anne Marie Nachio. And the most amazing thing about this album, I think, other than it being produced so wonderfully and the music being great, is that John Anderson was freaking 79 years old when they recorded this. He looks amazing. It's not studio trickery, because I saw the show in concert and it was just unbelievable. He still sounds 22 years old. It's funny, I keep looking up here at my webcam. He sounds 22 years old on this album, and I really dig it. So that's my introduction of what I brought, why, and who's on it. And I've got my top 5 if you'd like to hear them.
We'll get to those in a minute. But
Awesome.
CJ, you got any preference on who goes first this week? I'm kind of torn on this. Fuck it, I'll go first this week because you brought a band for the first time. I'm bringing a band for the second time, so I'll go first. So yeah, I never have heard of John Anderson really. I know the band, yes, obviously I know the band, yes, but I never would know that was the name of the singer from it. And yeah, I saw some live videos on YouTube of him performing this album, and oh my god, like it's like watching Doctor Who perform a freaking rock album. But but I actually at first I was like, what the hell? When I first was like sampling it like last week to try to figure out my album, I was like, what the hell is this? His voice just threw me off. I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to here? But when I actually listened to the album today, I was very impressed with it. I'm not gonna say I loved every single track on it, but there definitely was enough tracks for me to easily make a list and for me to say I liked the majority of it. And it there are certain songs that remind me of other bands I know from hair metal days or classic rock days I guess now. But so I mean overall his voice was great. All the instruments were really good on it. You could tell it's a group of people that have been doing this for a long freaking time, and you could tell they all have the experience. It almost it's funny because it someone brought on one of Ian Hunter's new albums like a year ago now, but and it kind of reminds me of that. Like it's just a bunch of like famous people doing what they're going to do because they want to have fun. So like
Interesting.
that's kind of close to that I compare it to. I mean, obviously, way different voices, way different styles, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like the same concept at least. So
Well, what's interesting is that no one heard of the band Geeks before this, except for the local East Coast, Long Island, New York area where the band Geeks played. And John Anderson saw them on YouTube and said, they sound just like Yes. And the girl I mentioned who was the guest singer was their singer. He reached out to them and said, I want to write some music with you guys and record an album. And then that's how it happened. And now everyone who follows John knows who they are. It's just incredible how they went from a neighborhood band, Yes, tribute band, to playing with the founder of Yes.
it's a dream for most people who are in cover bands to actually play
Yeah,
with the real band.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, I freaking loved it. I mean, it's easily a 4 out of 5 stars. If I was going to rate it even, like it's that good. Like it just
cool.
a bunch of these songs made onto my like list on Spotify. So I will, and
Nice.
I definitely will be checking out some more. I got to listen to Yes. I only know a couple songs they did, and I really got to like give them a deep dive. And I want to go through all the other stuff John Anderson's done solo since then. 'Cause I know he's done a lot of stuff since then.
Oh, yeah, yeah, cool.
But CJ, what did you think of John Anderson?
So I have like an interesting history with John. Growing up with my Uncle Marty, who was a massive vinyl collector and had all of the major stuff from, the 60s and 70s, I heard Yes without realizing it was actually Yes. Like I knew the songs, but didn't know like who the bands were necessarily because my uncle would just randomly play records. Um, so I think after his second, third, fourth time being back in the band, when they recorded 90 what is it?
Yeah, 90125. Yeah,
Yeah. When Owner of a Lonely Heart come out. Major
yeah.
song when it came out. It was massive hit, Owner of a So my uncle comes in, hears me listening to it, and he goes, "Oh, that's Yes." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think it's like a new band." And he laughed and he goes, "Dude, you've been listening to him for like your whole life." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "You know the song like Roundabout?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you play it all the time." And he goes, "That's them from like, 15 years ago."
Yeah,
And I was like, "Oh, okay." No fucking idea that, this band who was so modern at that point was
yeah,
also the band that was doing progressive rock like way back when I was a kid.
yeah.
So, I've been listening to John in various inclinations. Chris Squire is a huge influence of mine.
Oh,
on the
cool.
bass side. Wakeman, you know, being the genius that he is, there's a lot of moving pieces with Yes.
Yeah.
You know, everybody has done solo stuff and Yes stuff, and then, you know, you had Anderson, Wakeford, Buford, and Howe, and Steve Howe played on the Queen stuff on the Innuendo record. And so there's all these moving pieces when you're talking about Yes and John Anderson. And, you know, Anderson has done stuff with Vangelis and with, you know, most people only know Vangelis for Chariots of Fire.
Right.
But he's also done a ton of other stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like this record. This is the exact kind of music I love. I'm a massive progressive rock geek. Gentle Giant, you mentioned, huge fan of. Vandenplas, IQ, Saga.
Oh, cool.
Massive Pink Floyd fan.
Nice.
Pink Floyd is my favorite band.
Cool.
So this is kind of what I listen to a lot.
Nice.
A lot of progressive metal. Evergrey is a huge, you know, favorite of mine. So I was very happy to see this record because
That's great.
Kind of what I like and love.
Nice.
And Steve Hackett is my second favorite guitar player.
Oh my God, yes. I just saw him a month ago. Unfucking believable, like jaw-dropping. Just jaw-dropping to see him play. They did 9 songs off The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway alone. And when they did Firth of Fifth and he went into that guitar solo, just goosebumps from head to toe. Just unbelievable musician who, again, looks great and has gotten even better at playing with age. And the first few songs, CJ and Jeremy, the first few songs were off of Steve Hackett's solo stuff. And I forgot that he sung lead on those. And he was singing lead. It's like, what? Did Genesis know he was such a good singer way back when? It was amazing. It was really something.
Yeah, I've got a few bootlegs of the stuff he did, stuff he does with Ray Wilson, and I brought Ray on the show. Jeremy had never heard Ray, and you know, I was like, again, a lot of crossover between Genesis and Hackett and Ray Wilson, and you know, Ray took over for that one record, Calling All Stations.
Right.
But Steve is my number 2. He's only behind Gary Moore because it's Gary Moore. If I have to explain to anyone why Gary Moore is my favorite guitar player, I'm sorry, you just don't know guitar playing.
That's funny.
It's that simple. Like, you can like Eddie, that's fine. You can like Jimmy, that's fine. But Gary was kind of all of them in one. Like, you know, so.
Yeah, that's cool. I saw Gary Moore open he opened for Whitesnake in like 83 or 4 or something like that. He was great.
I saw Gary Moore in 1984 at Castle Donington at Monsters of Rock, same show that had Ozzy, AC/DC, Van Halen. It was a disgustingly loud show. And I've got a weird eyebrow that never has quite grown back because it pretty much got melted off my face by Gary. We were like 7th row at Donington, and Gary just came out there like a fucking hurricane and just launched into a 35-minute set that just was, you know, again, unmatched by anybody, you know. So,
yeah.
That's cool.
Okay. Owner of a Lonely Heart. That's why I know fucking Yes. Okay, that explains it. That's the one I know.
I wouldn't say that's the most famous song, but it's one of their more.
It's definitely the one. It's definitely the one I know. That's for damn sure. I know that song very well. You said something else too. I want to comment on, but I forget what it is now. It doesn't matter. So, what are your top 5 tracks off this album, there, Dan? Because I'm dying to see how similar we are.
Yeah, me too. I just love Counties and Countries, and the slide solo that Andy does, it sounds just like a Steve Howe slide solo, steel pedal solo. It's just amazing. But I like the intricacies of it. In all the songs I'm going to mention, except maybe one, the other thing about Andy is he has his own sound and all of that, but he can do Steve Howe unbelievably, and he can do Trevor Rabin unbelievably, and he can do them both in the same song. Where during a solo, he'll go from the Steve Howe technique and sound, and then launch into Trevor from like the Talk album or 90125. Just unbelievable player. So Counties and Countries, Shine On, the second song, which I think would have been better as the first song. But then the first song is the title track, True. And then Once Upon a Dream, Yes fans listening, and maybe CJ, you know as well, the song Awaken off of the Going for the One album. I think that Once Upon a Dream is John's new Awaken song. That's his favorite Yes song, by the way, Awaken. And this is kind of like that sort of epic sort of thing without it being a whole side long. It's just beautiful. It's amazing. And then for number 5, the track toward the end called Realization Part 2.
Ooh, okay. We had a couple, but my number 5 was Still a Friend. I thought that was really cool. I'm like, that should have been the freaking theme song for Toy Story. God damn it! But
yeah, that's funny. I never thought of that.
my number 4 was Shine On. That was the first song I put on my list. That song was amazing.
I love that song. Yeah,
the guitar bass combo was really freaking incredible on it, and it reminds me of ELO. It reminds me of Electric Light Orchestra.
Really? Wow, interesting.
It does. In a few spots, it does kind of have that Jeff Lynne vibe to it. I thought that myself. Like,
so you wonder something funny? You want something real funny? I love that song. I've never been a fan of ELO, and I'm not one that says because they suck. It just never really resonated with me. You know, the sound just never resonated with me. But yet you're making the comparison, and that's what's neat about people having different perspectives and finding different similarities and relationships in the sounds and tones and structures and stuff. That's really neat.
Yeah. What the hell's that? There's a song ELO does called Shine a Low Love, and it reminds me of that song.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to look that up.
Because I mean, it might be just the names too, but I mean, when he sings like "Shine On" and like I do like the little synthesizer part, it seems like "Send a Little Love." Like I kind of could fucking hear like the similarities, and it blew my mind.
I'll have to look it up.
But my number 3 was "Make It Right." That was a really good song. I enjoyed the hell of it. And then my number 2, and one where we matched. My number 2 was "Counties and Countries." That's a fun song, and the guitar in that is incredible. And "Once Upon a Dream" had to be my number 1 song because "Once Upon a Dream" is fun. I'm not a prog rock guy. I really am not a prog rock guy. But "Once Upon a Dream" reminded me of like a lot of symphonic metal songs nowadays, like where it's a whole song's a story. It's an adventure.
Exactly. Yeah, that song's like a fairy tale, not just because of the name, but it's amazing.
I mean, and honestly, like I would love to see like Nightwish or Within Temptation, like one of these bands cover that. I really would. Like I think it would be
Once Upon a Dream is a song. I will say this with my whole chest. It is a song that is brilliantly designed for a band like Vanden Plas. Vanden Plas would make this into a prog metal masterpiece.
Wow.
Like, Alessandro Del Vecchio is their keyboard player now, and he would play these parts like a dream, and the rest of the guys would make this into just a massive sounding song. Like if you've never heard Vanden Plas, they are fucking brilliant.
This song is potential. Like I feel like they should do a whole album of other bands covering this song just to see like the different styles they can go up with. I mean, the band I brought today, I would love to hear cover it, honestly. But we'll get to that in a bit. CJ, Yeah, they definitely could. But CJ, what were your top 5 for John Anderson?
I'm laughing because I had 4 songs. Number 4, I had Shine On. Number 3, I had Make It Right. Number 2, I had Counties and Countries. And number 1, I had Once Upon a Dream. I had exactly the same top 4 as
Wow,
Jeremy did.
interesting.
So, Once Upon a Dream is the exact type of prog rock song I like. I actually have a YouTube music playlist of songs over, I think it's songs over 10 minutes long or 12 minutes long. And it's got Lamb Lays Down in Broadway. It's got Pink Floyd. It's got, this song is going on there. Let me bring it up. But yeah, it's a playlist of, just songs that are, really long prog rock songs, basically.
That's cool. Are you a Tales from Topographic Oceans fan?
Somewhat. I don't know where my.
That's one of my favorite all-time Yes albums and albums. Period. I just love that album.
You lose something, CJ?
No, I have a playlist here that's I can't find it. It's one of my sleep playlists. It's like they're all songs over, 8 or 10 minutes long, and
okay.
Cool.
I can't figure out where it is now. But anyways, just continue. I'll continue to look and.
Well, no worries. Glad you guys liked the album. That's cool.
Yeah, really enjoyed the album. It's a good it's an amazing album.
Cool.
Well, I guess it's time. We'll go into my album I wanted to bring, and I mean, when I heard John Anderson, I'm like, what the hell am I gonna go against this? And I literally said CJ. I'm like, all right, I'm going with this only because I don't know what else to bring, and I wanted to bring this song on since it came out early this year, and since it was on the Music Gods top 30 metal list for the year, I knew I was kind of making a good choice. And we already talked about this band on previous episodes, so I knew he loved it. But I decided to bring Scardust Soul album because I love Scardust. I brought their second album on a while back, a couple months back now, and they're an amazing band. I like having people discover them actually, and because when I brought it up the first time, CJ's like, I thought I was the only person who knew about Scardust, and I'm like, I found them through a related artist they worked with on one song, and I happened to listen and really like their 2 newest albums. But so they're, for those who don't know, they're an amazing Israeli band. Noah, the singer, is freaking phenomenal, and the rest of the band is just phenomenal too. I mean, the drummer for Scardust is probably Zebras on too, because their drummer is beyond talented.
Yeah, he's great.
He does amazing on so many songs. So, there's a lot of drummers I love, and I could have brought a lot of drummers. I could have even brought Motley Crue for Tommy Lee, for God's sake. But I was like, yeah. I'm like, let's stick. I'm like, Stardust. Yeah, I know I'm sure Motley Crue, CJ. But Stardust was closer to was like the closest I can get to prog rock in my mind. So I'm like, let's bring Stardust again. Let's bring their new album since I haven't brought it yet, and it's the year's almost. This is literally the last episode we're recording this year. So I'm like, I should bring them on before the year's over because it deserves to be heard. And I'll get to more of it when I get to my top 5 for honorable mentions. But I'm dying to hear what you thought of Scardust, Dan.
Oh man! By the second song, I was hunting down the drummer and found him and friended him on Facebook because we want to have him on the show. I just loved this. To me, they were a cross between Haken, Dream Theater, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and Gentle Giant is like what I got just from the first song, and her vocals are absolutely incredible. Everyone in the band is super talented, like you said, and just they got a great look. And I have a funny thing about my top uh, five, which I'll get to. But that's how I kind of, and when I make comparisons, it's not that I feel like they're trying to sound like them or they're lifting stuff or that they don't have their own sound. It's just I hear elements of each of those bands at certain points in their career that kind of fold into the recipe of that band, if you know what I mean. So when I make comparisons, that's how I do that.
I mean, they're a newer band anyway, so they might have some of these people's inspirations. Who knows? But
I'm sure they must. Yeah,
they are heavily influenced by Haken. She's talked about that.
Okay, cool.
They're also Dream Theater is a huge influence. Ari Rosenfeld is actually a huge influence. You know, being another Israeli progressive musician, he's a huge influence for them.
Cool.
So because they are from Israel. So
yeah, I mean, I love how they use. I love how in all their albums they have the TLV orchestra doing background because, like, I mean, it's kind of I love it. Like their voices are amazing and they add so much depth to every song. But at the same time, if you watch like the music videos, like the face of some of these singers is like priceless. Like it just makes you laugh.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's funny because they have such emotion behind what they're singing, and like it's like, oh my god, like they really love these songs. Otherwise, they wouldn't be singing like this passionately about them. Like it's there's some songs off the second album that the song Concrete Cages, if you look at this one guy in the chorus, like, oh my god, his face is like make me die every time I watch the video. But he's just so serious about it. But I fucking love that he is. Like it makes it better. It's better than just a chorus standing there blank face singing. Like who wants to see that? But and their bass player, I call literally the happiest bass player on earth because if you watch every video he's in, he's just smiling as he strums along. Like this band is mesmerizing. I fucking can't get enough of them. But CJ, let's hear your review of Souls, since I already know what you think about Stardust.
I had them at number 10 on my year-end list. Probably would have been higher, but an incredible year for music. Some new bands like Skraken out of Sweden came along and had a sound that was just, the singer of Skraken sounds like the female Geddy Lee. But their music is more like Corrosion of Conformity. So if you imagine like Russian Corrosion kind of together is what Skraken was. And then, of course, you had Igor and a bunch of other great bands. So they would have been higher. Dream Theater was on there. You had other great bands like Avantasia, Kardashev, Demon Hunter, Halloween, were all on the list. Scardust is a great band. I discovered them on their first record, kind of fell in love with them. Different, unique, lot of stuff in play with them. Yeah. Depending on what your genre preferences are, they're a little bit of everything. Metal.
Yeah.
She has the heavy, growly vocals, but also the clean vocals. There's some Zappa-esque influences in there with the
jazz
vocal inflections. Definitely some Devin Townsend influences in their music, which I love because I'm a massive Devin Townsend fan. So yeah, Scardust is a really, really great band, and they carry themselves well musically and stylistically, and obviously, listening to them, you can tell they're incredibly talented on their instruments. But they write. I think what I like most about Scardust is they show flourishes of how talented they are, but they do it without letting it overpower the actual song itself.
Or each other.
you'll get the little bass solo part in there, but it doesn't
Yeah.
distract from the song. Whereas you'll get a band like Epica, who are all brilliant musicians, but here's the song. It's 9.5 minutes, and it has a 3-minute keyboard solo. And you're kind of thinking after about 30 seconds, okay, we get it. You can play fucking keyboard, move along. You know, it just gets monotonous and kind of like, okay, now you're just showing off. You know, so yeah, I like them a lot.
You know, I saw when I was looking for the drummer online, I first came across Noah, and I saw that in the album credits, she's also the choir director of Hellscore, but she also has like 2 other gigs where she's the arranger and vocal director, I think, of some like a live performance operatic type thing, and some other related position in a gig. And then after reading that, I thought, okay, and Scardust is her I'm just going to let everything out gig. You know, so she's extremely technically, musically knowledgeable, obviously, if she's able to do all that.
Which, I mean, part of me is surprised in Israel you can even do shit like this. Like, part of me it surprised me, honestly, when I first heard about this band, that Israel even lets them do shit like this. But they have such a... And when they first started, they covered like 6 Nightwish songs, like, and they put out the videos of them covering Nightwish songs live at a concert, and that's what blew me away. Is like, if you can cover Nightwish and you can hit those 3 vocalists and you can hit their range, like, holy fuck, you have my respect, and I will listen to you. But I mean, this album to me is not as good as the second album. It just isn't. I love it. It's not as good as the second album, but I already brought that. So this album is my second favorite, definitely. And I mean, I have 2 honorable mentions, so obviously I love this album. My first honorable mention is Unreachable, because it's a really catchy song, and I like the theme behind it more than anything. It's nothing special compared to the other songs. My number six is Rip, because that was one of the first singles they released off this, and I saw the video, and like the drummer's in a freaking full like puppy play mask and everything. Like it's dark. Like when they hit their dark songs, they go heavy as fuck, and it's amazing. So like that's, to me, is when they're more pure metal. That's just their pure metal, and Rip does that very well. The choir in it is pretty damn good too. So number 5 was like, I think, the second single off it, and that's My Haven. I fucking love My Haven. Like the way she hits those high notes, like Mariah or Celine Dion, like, it's freaking phenomenal. Like, it blows me away when she hits the chorus. And and the choir does so fucking good on that song, like, so fucking good. So, my number 4 was Searing Echoes. That's another one of their more pure metal songs, but I love Ali Storch on her like electric fiddle. Like, she's always amazing. She's done stuff with Ailstorm. She's done stuff with Lord of the Lost on my favorite album he did. So, I mean, Ali Storch never disappoints me in anything she's on. So she really added to that song. And I love that song anyway. But my top 3, though, I mean, they're technically one song, but they have 3 parts, and they're fucking some of the most amazing music you'll ever hear in your life. So they had to be the top 3. And it's funny because they kind of go in order. Number 3 was Touch of Life, One in Your Eyes, because it introduced me to Ross Jennings, who I really didn't know before this. And his vocals blew me away. His voice blows me away. And I like the mythology. Like, the Israeli mythology behind this song is fucking phenomenal if you listen to all 3 parts. Like, it tells a great story from mythology. But In Your Eyes, the chorus is freaking incredible on it. The guitar and bass and drums are fucking phenomenal on it. But then it goes into my number 2, which is Dance of Creation, which I like it because there's a video on YouTube where you can see all 3 parts of this performed live, and you need to watch that if you like this music, because that will signify this song as being one of the most beautiful. When you hear all 3 parts together live on stage, it's kind of like beautiful because there's no breaks in between.
Oh, neat.
And Dance of Creation, her scat singing blows me away.
Oh, like, yeah, that was neat.
Like, she just breaks into like this, like, making up fucking nonsense with her mouth, and it's fucking phenomenal. She does that in other songs too, but like, she really did it on this song. Like, she's went full out scat singing for a while, and The drums. This song is where the drummers in the beginning is really freaking shows his talents because he gets like a 30, 45 minutes, 4 hour, 45-second drum solo in the beginning, and it's just phenomenally done. I was a drummer in elementary, middle school, so I'm not an expert on it, but I do have some inclination of how to do it, and just to see him do that was freaking phenomenally good. But and of course, my number one has to be King of Insanity, Touch of Life 3, because Ross Jennings is phenomenal on this part, and the guitar in this whole throughout the whole last part is just so good. And you said she's a choir director. If you watch the video live, you literally see her like in the background, like directing the choir as the third part starts
Yeah.
playing. So,
Yeah.
and her growls in the third part are so fucking good. Like her and Ross going back and forth with her growling and then like him singing like his part, like it's telling the story and it's just so phenomenally done. It blows me away every time I see it. I've watched that video of all three parts together so many fucking times. It's like 10 minutes, but I've watched it so many fucking times. It's such a good performance. It really is. Like I can't get enough of it. And every part of this band just blows me away. I'm kind of pissed I got into them so early and that they only had 3 albums. I want them to have like fucking 20. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off the most about them is I want them to have 20 albums already so I can fucking hear all of them. But I'm excited to see where they go. And I mean, they just released one this year, so they probably got a couple years till they release the next one, I'm sure, because they take their time. But I mean, check out their.
They've done 3 records in 5 years, so.
I
mean,
true. Yeah, maybe we'll see. I mean, maybe the end next year if anything. But I mean, honestly, I want to hear their adaptation of some Christmas songs. Like I just kind of want to hear Christmas songs done by them. Like I had that idea the other day when I was listening to them in the car, and I'm like, they would tear apart some Christmas songs if they did like metal like that. And if she did her thing. But what were your top 5 songs? Though I'm trying to hear if we actually matched up.
Me?
Oh yeah, you.
Okay, me. Here we go. Kind of in no particular ranking order, but funny enough, somewhat in track order. Long Forgotten Song, great opener for the album. It's fairy tale music. It's film score-esque. It's true musical storytelling, I think. I just loved that. Then I listed My Haven. Amazing second track that bumps the energy up even more. It's got that brain-bending, get the fuck out of here bass solo. And then Noah's voice and the choir are just incredible in that song. Like, for someone new to the band, like me, those 2 songs are like, okay, that's when I started looking them up to connect with them. Like, I gotta have this drummer on the show. Just great. Then I go to, excuse me, interesting, R.I.P. I found interesting because she starts out with those throaty vocals, and they're not like the obligatory Cookie Monster vocals. You know, you know what I mean? They're so much better than that. But they're real throaty, and then they transform, and the whole song becomes a more, in my opinion, slightly more traditional grooves, but then takes a really cool turn with the breaks. And there's one part I played over and over and watched in the video, and I can't wait to have the drummer on to ask him this question. What the hell is that clank sound at 1 minute and 17 seconds? I was trying to figure out what he's hitting. I don't know if it's a frying pan or a trash can lid or what. So I kind of got obsessed with trying to figure that out and said, I'll just have him on the show. And then my 4 and 5, and I hope I got the title right. My number 4 and 5 are accounted for with what I listed as the Touch of Life trilogy. Those 3 parts. Do I have the name wrong?
No, that's the name of the overall 3 tracks. It's Touch of Life.
Cool. I counted those for 4 and 5 because I couldn't single one out.
I mean, basically, if you listen to the story, they're basically doing like a Gollum or like or like a Frankenstein-esque or even mannequin-esque story. Like if you want to go that way, but it's interesting. I've heard the story so many times now that I've like kind of picked up all the pieces, and I'm like, yeah, this is like a traditional Israeli Gollum story in a way. So
interesting.
It's like he brought her to life, like and it's like she did about free will, and she said like I never asked to be alive,
right?
But it's such good. It literally gives me freaking goosebumps just thinking about it. It's such a good song. And they did a 3-parter on their first album too, but it was nowhere near as good. Nowhere near
Oh,
as good as this one. This one, I think it's called Shards, but it was nowhere near as good as this one.
it's
But
cool that they revisited that technique because they
yeah,
did really well with it.
I think it's a thing they'll probably be doing from in the future as well. I would imagine they like to tell stories with their songs. So
Cool.
and CJ, what were your top songs of this one? If you got 5.
I got 3 actually. I like all the songs off this record. There's not a bad song on this record, but the 3 songs at the end, I kind of didn't count them because there's really essentially one song. So at number 3, I have My Haven. Number 2 is R.I.P. My favorite song off this record, the one that stuck with me through all of the listens that I had this year, was the song Long Forgotten Song. There's something about that song that just there's just a cool vibe about that song that I like it.
Oh, it's a great song. It's a great song.
Yeah, like I've listened to that one more than all the other songs on this record. And it's kind of the one that when I pull this out, it's kind of like the first one I kind of listen to.
Well, it is the opening track.
Yeah.
You kind of have to listen to it
I know, but I
first.
mean, a lot of records I skip around on. Like I'll start with the bottom tracks or go to the top. Some records get stronger towards the end. Some are really good at the beginning and then fizzle out halfway through. So
yeah, definitely had those in the show. But yeah, I mean, well, I'm glad to hear Scardust got such love all around. And if you do get the drummer on your show, tell him where you heard about him from, because
For sure.
we'd love to get any of them fucking on the show. I mean, Noah, the bass player, the drummer, the guitar player, any of them, I would fucking die to have on the show. That'd be celebrity stats right there in my mind. But even though they may not think it, honestly, after 3 albums, they may not think they're celebrity status yet, but to me they are. But
yeah.
well, I guess that's that time, folks, to go to the 3rd and final album of the night. And I kind of wanted to say this one for last anyway, because it's the most different in my opinion. CJ, what album did you want to bring us and why?
So when you sent me his record and said who he was, I immediately thought, okay, I need a band with a great, famous, amazing drummer. And 2 bands came to mind. First one is the band with my favorite drummer, where he started. He's in Godsmack now, but he started in a band called Wrathchild America. That's Shannon Larkin.
Oh yeah, Shannon's great.
So many people, when they make greatest drummer lists, they never include Shannon.
Right.
But I will tell you right now, I saw Shannon back in the Wrathchild America days, and holy shit, there was not a better live drummer in the world than Shannon Larkin. Okay,
wow.
Shannon may not play up to his potential in Godsmack because of the kind of music it is, but Shannon is an absolute beast of a drummer.
Godsmack hasn't been good in 13 years anyway.
Wrathchild America are incredible though, and it's 2 records that, again, should have, would have, could have. Wrathchild America should have been huge, but since their records aren't as available online, and it was one that was. They're the band that are kind of responsible for you knowing any Japanese rock. It is the band X Japan that kind of started it all way back in 1982, long before Baby Metal or Love Bites or Maximum the Hormone, any of those bands, before any of them existed, there was X Japan. And they were started by the drummer. His name is Yoshiki. And Yoshiki he's a badass. Not only is he a badass drummer, He is a classically trained pianist and composer, and like the opening track, the Esder in E.
Mhm.
That's actually him playing piano. And his piano, if you've never seen his piano, it is a giant Wurlitzer that is made of crystal fiberglass. It's see-through, and it is one of a kind. It is a
Actually,
million
it's two. Rick Wakeman had one with A.B. Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe in 1989 in the video Brother of Mine. He plays a clear grand piano. Yeah. It was so cool to see that in the video you're talking about.
Yeah. So
I was like,
Yoshiki
whoa.
had one. I think had the original one. It's $1 million piano, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
So X Japan they're a crazy band. They're kind of glam rock. They're kind of thrash metal. They're kind of the whole visual kai thing that a lot of Oriental Asian bands do. Kind of started with X Japan, the giant hair, the makeup, the whole kabuki added to metal. I have been a massive X Japan fan since I got into glam and hard rock. I adore Yoshiki because as talented as he is, he truly is one of the most humble. He takes the Japanese aesthetic to 100. Like he is truly just a very, very, very humble guy. Yeah, X Japan, their debut record is called Jealousy. And that's what I chose because if we're talking about drummers, he's in my top 3.
He's really good. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll get into what I think in a minute, obviously. But what did you think of X Japan there, Dan?
Oh, I loved it. My sort of, to me, well, their hair is awesome. And they are.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, they are a mix of the 80s vibe with some very artsy piano work, and even some spoken word mixed in with the songs. One of the songs specifically, "Jealousy," but yeah, they had a lot of the influences I listed in my take of each song. And it's funny, I have YouTube up in front of me, and I'm looking at the songs because one of the songs I was so taken by how the song starts that I just started writing, oh my God, I love the first 30 seconds, but I didn't put the title. So I'm trying to remember which song it is without playing it. But we'll get to that. But they're great. They are definitely, like you said, CJ, the band that gave Japanese metal an arena, if you will, platform, They're just great.
Yeah. I'll say I've heard CJ talk about X Japan for years now, but this is my first exposure to them. And
me too. Yeah.
And I mean, I am a massive hair metal fan. I mean, Crew, Scorpions, all of them. I'm a huge fan of all of them. I've had so many great hits, compilation albums in my time from all of them. And so this blew me away. And yes, their hair is fucking incredible. I tried watching a video of them and didn't get far in it because there was horrible audio quality, but their hair is fucking incredible. And it looks like Street Fighter characters are in a band, basically. But
they do in some of the early stuff. They do look like Street Fighter characters.
But I mean, honestly, it's the biggest band for me to come out of Japan since Jesse and the Reapers. But Full House reference for everybody who didn't get that. But
you know what's funny about that? You're gonna love this. You know what's funny about that? When Jesse, in those episodes, when Jesse and the Rippers went to Japan, the record guy that was in the episodes, that's actually Yoshiki.
Oh shit. Okay,
so
I got
literally were there.
But I didn't even fucking know that. I still made that joke.
Yeah, it's.
I gotta rewatch those episodes now.
A lot of people didn't know because they had him in a thing with short hair.
Yeah.
instead of his long hair. So a lot of people didn't realize it, but those that were fans of X Japan that was kind of the running joke is, the
Yeah.
biggest thing in Japan at the time was X Japan. So they were kind of making a joke about, them
Yeah. I
being.
mean, yeah, and I mean, I love them. I mean, the fact that they go between Japanese and English in their freaking songs is
Mhm.
hilarious. And their lyrics, if you actually like, actually, I mean, I had the lyrics up for a lot of them on Spotify because I couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying. But like, the lyrics are so funny. Like one of the lyrics was like, lick me, it'll be fun, or something like that, and had me dying laughing. Like, it's their lyrics are like so random. It's just, but the songs are good. Like, I don't even care if I don't understand what they're saying. Like, the songs are just enjoyable. Like, I had some of them in my fucking list, and like one of them was like fucking 12 minutes long. And I added to my list. I'm like, I'm gonna regret this later, but I'm gonna add to my list right now. But I, I mean, I don't know. I've always,
Japanese is funny because Maximum No Hormone has this song called Fushiyama, and the singer's just going off, and it sounds so aggressive and he's going between this high and this down, and it's got this hardcore style. And then you read the lyrics, it's actually just about the singer getting kicked out of school for reading comic books. But it's so aggressive sounding, like he sounds like he's singing a samurai song, but it's just a story about him getting kicked out of school for reading
that's
comic books. And
that's
it's like, what
that's
the
hilarious.
fuck? Like,
That that's freaking hilarious. So yeah, I mean, overall, I enjoyed the show at X Japan. I followed them as well just because I want to see everything they've done as well, just like John Anderson. I'm kind of. It looks like they're missing a lot of the albums on Spotify though, from what I see.
yeah,
Record,
their
record
stuff
label, I'm
is like
guessing.
really sketchy. A lot of the stuff that's online is actually more live stuff that after the reunion, and because the bass player died, so they got like a different bass player now. So there's a lot of the live stuff, but not a lot of the recorded stuff, and there's really not a lot of the recorded stuff. There's only like 3 actual official records.
Ah,
But I
yeah,
mean, they're an amazing band, and like I said, I love them. They're just the way they can kind of go between like glam and thrash, and then like Yoshiki will come along and do these beautiful interludes on piano, and I mean, it's just
yeah.
such
I
a
mean,
mix
their
of style.
their talent definitely impressed me. Like their talent all around impressed me the shit out of me. So I definitely would check out more of them. But what were your top tracks off of CJ?
Number 5, I had Joker. Number 4, I have Miscast. 3, I have Stab Me in the Back. 2 is a Desperate Angel. But my favorite one by them is absolutely Voiceless Screaming. That is as pure of an 80s hair metal song as you're ever going to get, man. The guitars in that, it sounds like Scorpions and Rat got together and just jammed out. As Dare is my honorable mention just because it's that beautiful opening. But then about 2/3 of the way through it, Yoshiki kind of just starts going tan, 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 and hitting the like dissonant notes and shit. So
Yeah.
It's really a cool kind of thing that
Exactly.
he referred to it one time. The reason he did that, they asked someone in an interview asked him about why at the end he hits those notes, and his answer was, "It's my way to show the world that even even in beauty, there's still chaos."
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
it's like the chaos part of that. He said it some kind of way. Even in chaos, there's beauty, or something along those lines, and it was very poetic. Yoshiki is one of them guys that when he talks very poetically. You can tell he's kind of a poet type. So
Oh God, yes. And yeah, I forget what I was gonna say. But what were your top 5 for it, Dan?
Again, I'm not sure I ranked them. I did figure out what that other song was. Um, but I have comments for each one just real quickly. Silent Jealousy, I loved. Like I said, awesome hair and mix of the 80s metal vibe and some very artsy piano work and even some spoken word during the bridge. That kind of got me by surprise. I didn't expect that. And the clear grand piano a la Rick Wakeman of 1989. There's no way these people were not inspired by Iron Maiden in the early days work by Iron Maiden's career. They reminded me a lot of like the era when Paul Di'Anno was with them. I loved Miscast, loved the choppy staccato guitar intro on a chorus or a flanger. Loved that. And the off time coming in with everybody else along with that. And the song also gives me traces of early Judas Priest and even some Kiss influence. When I make comparisons, again, I'm not saying they're trying to sound like that.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah, I loved Desperate Angel is the one I was trying to remember the name of because I didn't put it down, but I listened to 2 seconds of it and knew that was it. And I wrote, oh my God, I love the first 30 seconds of this song. And I've stopped to make this note. In the production and the vocals, I hear traces of Pyromania by Def Leppard, as well as that guitar groove that recurs a couple times. Definitely sounds like Jimmy Page / Brian May influence. But for all I know, it's influenced by Paul Stanley and Yngwie Malmsteen. Who knows, right? But that's just how I heard it. It just had such a cool swing to it. And it was quite different than a lot of their other passages and grooves and things that they were doing. Then it launches into something like a Judas Priest homage again. What did I write here? Bring it down. Oh, and then at about 3 minutes and 15 seconds, they bring the whole thing down. And I wrote, I think this is my favorite song on the album. Yeah, that just had a nice twist when they brought it way down. Then I have Voiceless Screaming, just a beautiful ballad, beautiful piece of work where they really show that they're indeed, their musical prowess and that they're not just a bunch of slammers and shredders, not that they only seem like that otherwise, but this song really shows that they can do anything, from what they're known for to this and everything in between, I'm sure. And then I have Joker, and I wrote simply fun party metal. There's like no way to hate that music. It's fun music.
Yeah. I did not like Voiceless Screaming. Really, it just didn't hit with me. I don't know why. It was I actually had it. It's on a bracket I made a while ago for the show of like this of all like the top sad songs of all time. It's on a bracket for that, but I just I'm like, all right. Usually, if things are on brackets, it means they're ranked pretty good by the general public. So I listened. When I got to it, I was like, I don't know why, but okay. I don't
maybe because it was so different from the rest of the album in some ways.
Maybe. I mean, maybe I got distracted at work too. Who the fuck knows? But I'll have to go. I'll have to go back. I'll have to go back. I listen to everything at work, but I'll have to go back and listen to it. So my number 5 was Desperate Angel, fucking classic hair metal ballad. I fucking loved it. And I like the lyrics. I want to feel what's inside you. Like, come on. That's so fucking hilarious. You do that in a song. And they say it multiple times, too. It's not like they threw it in once to try to get away with it. Like, they kept saying, I want to feel inside you. Like, it's just fucking like, and then they go back to Japanese. Like, it made me die laughing. But my number 4 was Say Anything. Because, an 80s movie title and as a track, and it still fucking, like, felt like 80s because of that. Like, it felt like such like a almost like an early 90s song, really, if anything, which I guess technically it was, but it sounded like an early 90s American song. Like my number 3 was Joker, because I really like that song. It reminded me, it kind of gave me like reminiscent of Ed Guy's King of Fools.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of had that vibe amongst it. So and plus, Joker, anything that's named Joker, I always will check out. But and that's from a juggler perspective and from a comic book fan perspective. So yeah. But number 2 was Miscast. That's the first fucking song on this album. That's the first song on this album that really drew me in. I was like, oh my God, this is so heavy and amazing. I fucking love this song. It's like, it's pure metal, but it's also got that symphonic like touch to it. So I'm like, damn, that's good. And my number 1, which the only thing that could push Miscast back was Stab Me in the Back. because I love the fucking chorus when he just like screams like "stab me in the back," like it's fucking like it's who has been stabbed in the back. Like that song hits home to anybody, I would think. But I just it's that is to me is pure '80s metal. Like that's like you said, that's almost like Priest like or um,
Yeah.
maybe even like early Metallica. So like
Oh
it's
yeah.
got that vibe. So yeah, I enjoyed this album. I don't know if I'm gonna like all their live stuff because I'm not a live person, but we'll see. I'll have to check out the rest of it when I get to it. My list on Spotify is huge, so it'll be time. Lately, I've been stuck on a hardcore artist thing on my list, so it's been a lot of dark shit. So, which is great for your mood, but
That's
and
cool.
actually, music guy over there, I might have to bring on some newer Raza Kell at some point because her newer albums I haven't heard yet are fucking actually really like amazing me because she got weak in like the mid part of her career and like her newer shit's like really blowing me away since she went label free. But yeah, I might have to bring her on. I know you're gonna be in heaven. I know, but well, folks, we gave you your albums thrice for this week. Want to thank Dan for coming on. He's a fun
Thank
fucking guest.
you.
A fun guest to have on once we got past the audio issues. But
Thanks so much. It was fun.
yeah,
You guys are great. Love the show.
and I'm happy my idea of switching to a cell phone freaking worked because I've had people do it before and I know it works if the cell phone has signal. So
Great.
crystal clear this whole time, and I could definitely scratch this all together and make it work.
Great.
But and we'd love to have you on again sometime in the future if you're interested.
I'd love to.
I'm sure there's a lot more music you could talk. Well,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I could bring
hopefully,
something completely different. I'd be honored for the invitation again.
hopefully you'll be home with your own Wi-Fi signal though that next time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But
we have strong signal there.
But tell the people where they can find you and where they can find Drum World and everything you do.
Yeah. Thank you. So you can follow us on. We have 1.3 million fans on Facebook alone, and we're on Instagram, YouTube. You can also find us at drumtalktv.com and our membership site. And there is a free level, you don't have to pay, is what is it? It's drumtalktvbrilliance.com. Brilliance with a C-E. Drumtalk TV Brilliance. Share your brilliance and admire the brilliance of others. It's not just for drummers, it's for all types of music fans. And we have at the free level, we have game shows twice a month, music trivia game shows where people can win prizes. And there's a lot of fun stuff. Check it out, folks. It's new and we're working on blowing it up. We'd love for you folks to be part of it. So check it out. In fact, any of your viewers or listeners can get the premium level for free if they want to sign up with the checkout code of DTTVB free, all one word, and get a full year for free at the premium level.
Right, that's hell of a deal right there, folks. So take advantage of it. I mean, this episode will be dropping in January at some point, so definitely take advantage of it.
Great.
CJ, where can they find you in all your musical glory?
I'll make it real easy. Since I can't really talk right now because I'm missing half my teeth. Right there.
Oh, cool.
That's the website. That has all the top 10 lists. That's where the book's going to be here coming up shortly. And I got my boy down here. We're going to have him on the show here soon. I'm going to hook him up with Jeremy. And we're going to start recording my music. So this year, you are going to get to hear me destroy my own songs.
Nice.
Every style. You're going to get a little bit of hip hop. You're going to get a little bit of Blue October sound and shit. You're going to get some Corrosion of Conformity sound and shit. You're going to get this, that, and the other thing. Cool. Yeah, the website, go to the website. That's going to be where you find me.
I know what album I'm bringing on the show when it releases. I know what album I'm bringing on the show when it releases, but just to fuck with you, if anything. But and I want to hear it. I want to hear it, obviously. But
I expect nothing less.
Yeah. Hey, I might have one coming out eventually too. with if one of our past guests helps with it a little bit. So we'll see. I might have one coming out too. It'd be full on rap, but or
Great.
maybe metal.
I will
I
say,
don't
I
know.
will say the first song we're working on that is going to release is going to be more of a synthwave,
Oh,
um,
twist.
metal type style. It's going to be in the sort of the Cell Dweller, Scandroid drain. So, you know, it's going to be something very familiar, but with a complete new twist on it.
Oh shit! Nice.
Cool.
So, yes,
Well,
it is
folks.
a well-known song,
Mm.
world famous by a world famous songwriter. But we are going to turn it on its head and give it a whole new twist that you have never heard. So, yes.
Curiosity has been struck. But folks, you can find both your musers on Facebook as Squashy Largefoot, on X and the Gram as that Juggalo Bastard, and of course, the best place always is YouTube. Maniacal Music Musings, everything we've ever done is on YouTube. You get to see all of our smiling pretty faces every time. And come back next week. We have a returning guest next week who hasn't been on the show in a couple of years, and his record label's taken off finally. So we're gonna try and talk him into giving me some of his artists too. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, I don't know what that was called. I forget what it's called. Underground Collective Music, I think it's called, but I could be wrong. We'll find out next week. And be sure to check out for the specials coming up, because this Saturday, though it'll be we'll be like 3 parts in by the time you hear this, but we'll be starting the Ranker Top 202 Cartoon Theme Songs bracket. Fun time.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That's going to be a debate and a half right there, I'm pretty sure, once we get to the higher ranked ones. But come back and check us out again, folks. We appreciate you stopping by. And, of course, thank Dan for coming on, because it's been a fun time.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Users are out. See you next time. If it wants to work.